with the who's who of India from the world of politics, from governance, from the defense forces, from the corporate, legal, judiciary. Shawan, it's going to be a big one.
It's a big lineup. Unmissable third edition of the Republic Summit, from the Prime Minister to all the union ministers who would be joining us on the third Republic Summit. Not just that, top voices from the business community will also be talking on the big theme this year, time of transformation, something that you and I all would be connecting to, and the discussion that essentially is going to take place, undoubtedly a riveting discussion. But before that, let's also take you through that big Sunday debate that all of you have been waiting for. Tonight, we basically talk about fugitive Amritpal Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, for 36 days, he's been on the run. Finally, he's been nabbed, but he's given that opportunity to deliver a sermon before he's taken into custody by the Punjab police and then straight away taken to Dibrugarh. That's the weekend debate.
Well, yes, in fact, Shawan, we would like to look at the national security angle to this entire Amritpal saga, the chase, the escapade, and the manner in which the security agencies really coordinated with the multiple state police forces to make sure that Amritpal does not really blow up. All right, let's begin with the headlines first. Over a month-long chase ends, Khalistani preacher arrested by Punjab police in Moga.
Punjab police clarifies not a surrender. Amritpal Singh was surrounded and arrested in a joint operation.
Keeping law and order situation in view, Amritpal Singh taken to Assam's Dibrugarh jail. First images on Republic.
Amritpal Singh to be interrogated. More links set to be exposed. Who shielded anti-India threat for over a month.
2 days to go for India's most anticipated news event, biggest agents of transformation, live at Republic Summit.
From union ministers to business leaders, catch the biggest newsmakers live at Republic Summit.
Alright, earlier in the day, Khalistani separatist Amritpal Singh was arrested from Rode village in Punjab after a 36 days chase which saw police forces of multiple states coordinating with central agencies to nab the Waris Punjab the usurper. While the chase was on, it gave an impression that the state is on tenterhooks. Frequent videos of his escape were turning Amritpal into some kind of catch-me-if-you-can protagonist. Of course, his days on the run had to come to an end, and he's now in jail.
But what is important is to understand the big lessons from this episode of Amritpal's ride. And was it a case of Pakistan's help in succeeding in getting half to potentially create a communal stir in India? Now, the bigger question here is that for the last couple of days, we've seen multiple videos, as Abhishek was also pointing out. But the fact of the matter is that why did it take so very long to actually find a man who was actually no one just about a year ago? He was somewhere in Dubai, then he comes down to India, and then he manages to stoke violence in the state of Punjab. What's the design? Was he getting some sort of a help from outside India? And the fact of the matter is that as a network, we were the first ones, Abhishek, to actually say that Amritpal Singh poses as one of the biggest national security.
Absolutely.
But at that point in time, the government did not pay heed to that. Take a look at this report as to how exactly the last few months have really passed by and the government was basically caught napping.
Man who laid siege on Ajnala police station. The one who was building his own private army against India. And the one responsible for propagating Khalistani agenda has finally been nabbed.
just because the police was in uniform and armed, and they maintained the respect of the Gurdwara and wait outside the Gurdwara, and even a message was conveyed to Amritpal Singh that he has left with no way to escape from that place, and the better option is to come out and give his custody.
Republic was the first channel to flag off the Khalistani element.
आप भारत की परिभाषा से मतलब सहमत हैं? आपसे
There was no Bharat, there was no India before 1947. It's a union of states. We must respect the unions.
Republic chased down the Khalistani supporter.
We lose everything. So I'm not agree to the definition of India, modern India. All I'm saying, everybody has right to self-determine. If I say Punjab is a separate country, I have right to do it.
We exposed his army and his agenda.
That's why every state have weapons. The police, we say the police is for peace. Why they have weapons?
And in the aftermath of his Ajnala police station stunt, Republic confronted him. Republic launched relentless campaign and asked tough questions.
Who's now allowing him to get away? This so-called escape of Amritpal is also completely unbelievable. How is it possible that he is ahead of the counterintelligence wing of the state government? How was Amritpal with a 5-car convoy? He's not even hiding in the boot of a car. He's got a full 5-car luxury SUV convoy going around with him, and he is allowed a speedy pass at the Jalandhar toll plaza without any checks.
And after a chase of 35 days, fugitive Amritpal has been arrested. Republic continues to ask who held Amritpal for over a month, how did he manage to escape the law and order despite a police force of 80,000 cops on the lookout for him. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, let's begin the confirmation. All right, let's begin the conversation with introducing the guests. T.R. Kakkar, former Delhi Police Commissioner, joining us live from Delhi. Amit Rana, activist, again live from Delhi. He would be joining us in a bit. Ramnik Man, political analyst. He would be joining us live from Chandigarh, I believe. And we have Harish Rai Dhanda, spokesperson of the Shiromani Akali Dal, live from Ludhiana. And I would want to begin with Akashdeep Muni, political analyst, leans towards the Aam Aadmi Party. And the reason why I'm starting with him is because his party of his leaning is there in power in Punjab. Bhagwant Mann there doing a press conference earlier in the day. But we need to understand still whether Amritpal Singh was arrested or he surrendered and he was taken into custody. Would you have some idea, Mr. Muni, as to what exactly happened earlier in the day?
Abhishek, as the senior most police officers of Punjab have confirmed, and the same has been confirmed by the IB as well, that Amritpal was caught and he did not surrender. We all know that it happened, and he was arrested by the Punjab police. And most importantly, I want to say that the question that you are asking, that who was shielding, I think so, as per the information I have, of course, there is hand of Pakistan, and Pakistan has the K2 plan through which they are infiltrating again the Khalistani movement in India, but they will fail because the central government and the state government, the Aam Aadmi Party in the state and the Bharatiya Janata Party in the center, is working in tandem, and this will not happen actually on ground, and the arrest of Amritpal is a very good example of that.
I don't understand how exactly is this an example when you have a fugitive who's on the run for 36 days, and now if you're basically admitting, Akashdeep Muni, that there is some sort of a tacit understanding with Pakistan's ISI, something that we've been talking about for almost several months. T.R. Kakkar, you know, as a veteran police officer, you would be in a better position to perhaps put this into perspective. Please tell me that you have a fugitive who was actually a no-one just about a year ago, manages to be in Punjab, not just that, vandalize a police station, manages to give multiple summons, and even today, as Akashdeep Muni would like to still believe that this is not a surrender, so be it. But the fact of the matter is, if that's the case, how did those summons really be given? He was seen inside a Gurdwara, he steps out, and all that tamasha that was actually happening, T.R. Kakkar, please tell me, would you actually believe? Akashdeep Muni, let's be very clear. Let's state the facts here. 36 days, he's still on the run. No one really knows. And the chase, we'll get into the details of the chase in a short while from now. But T.R. Kakkar, let T.R. Kakkar also come in. He'll put this into perspective. You and I may not be the experts when it comes to the police. So let Mr. T.R. Kakkar say. He'll be able to tell you that is there something more than what meets the eye?
Let me take you back a little. When the elections were being held in Punjab and pre-election period, it was time and again alleged that the Khalistani money and the Khalistani bandwagon was helping a particular political party. That party, having come to power, perhaps went totally soft on this setup. And even that the day when this incident took place, you will see that a large number of people, a very large number of people following this man who was till yesterday nobody, they also almost attacked the Ajnala police station, ransack it and take away their fugitive. Now this clearly shows that there was not only laxity on part of the government in Punjab, but also I feel that they deliberately went soft on him on that day. Even after that, they did not immediately move into action to arrest him and his followers. It is only when the central government put pressure on them and perhaps told the state government that you better see that this man is arrested before something else happens to you, that they moved. And the arrest that has been made now, it is sort of a pressure from the central agencies, coordination of the central agencies with the Punjab government. And when Punjab police realized and Punjab government realized that they cannot now escape and no more they can shield this person, the man has been arrested. To say that he has surrendered is not correct. He has been arrested because he was totally surrounded. He had no other option but to be arrested. Now coming to what is going to happen? What is going to happen? After all, this man definitely has support, some sort of support from Khalistanis in UK, USA, Germany, Australia, Canada, and maybe other person. But he definitely has a lot of backing from the ISI, who have nurtured him,
absolutely, sir,
him wherever he was before he came to India. And therefore, one has to keep a very watchful eye on the activities of ISI vis-a-vis the Khalistani in general and
Shravan, can I come in?
Particular.
Sir, there are,
now this man has been put out.
So there are backers. Akashdeep, hold on. There are backers, obviously, sir. There are backers, obviously, and we have covered those stories. We have brought those angles, those aspects to the Amritpal story of how he was backed by forces inimical to India's territorial integrity and sovereignty. But as of today, one very interesting aspect which needs discussed is the indulgence that was offered to Amritpal. For example, today also, Akashdeep says no, this was a clear case of arrest and the police was on its feet pronto. He was arrested the moment they came to know he's there. But remember what your own chief minister in the press conference that he addressed said, that he did not sleep all night because he had got a call in the evening that it's going to happen and that he was checking every few hours whether it has happened, and finally in the morning it happened. But more importantly, Mr. Dhanda, more importantly, the fact that Amritpal got the time to make a video of himself going out and praying before Bhindran Wale. And remember, Amritpal, who would style himself as the Messiah of Sikhi, is actually praying not before Guru Granth Sahib. He's praying before Bhindranwale. And is it not indulgence on the part of somebody in the state to be allowing him to do that? To make a video of this?
It's not only indulgence.
You see, what happens is that when there is a coordination between the central agencies and the state police, the ultimate arrest has to be made by the state police, because the other agencies are certainly
No,
not.
sir, it's not about the arrest I'm
picture.
asking.
They are
It's not
doing a
the
lot
arrest
of
I'm
work.
asking, it's
It
the
is their
indulgence that
effort
was offered to him
things
that
are-
I'm asking about.
You question the
Yeah,
surrender.
definitely.
No, I'm asking Mr. Dhanda of the Shiromani Akali Dal whether there are elements within Punjab who are still
doing all that drama.
indulging or were indulging till morning with Amritpal.
अभिषेक जी, मैं तो पूछ रहा हूँ आपको कि क्या आप आईबी को क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं कि जो आईबी बोल रही है वो गलत है? Are you saying that IB is lying to the country? That is not.
हम कोई लॉयल्टी क्वेश्चन नहीं कर रहे हैं.
I am quoting your chief minister, not IB.
आप लोगों ने डेफिनेटली उसको शील्ड करने की कोशिश.
अरे hold on.
जब आपके ऊपर प्रेशर पड़ा,
come to you.
जब आप
we are letting
ज्यादा प्रेशर पड़ा,
we are letting Mr. Hari Dhanda of the Akali Dal get away with it. He has to respond whether there are elements within Punjab that are still indulging or were indulging till morning with someone like Amritpal. Mr. Dhanda.
Amritpal is a creation of a conspiracy. He is a preparation for the next 2024 elections. He is a one to create and show that Khalistanis are still there.
Oh God.
Why? But oh God, listen to me at least. We've had an encounter in Jammu Kashmir, 5 army men killed. What are the signatures? Ammunition from Pakistan, ammunition having step of China. Tell me a single weapon recovered from all these people which is illegal weapon, all licensed weapons. He was a creation. He has been created, and even today he is not arrested. He has been.
Of course, there are weapons recovered from him. What are you saying? There are weapons recovered from him. But Mr. Dhanda, the point is, does he represent Sikhi if he is praying before Bhindranwale? Does he represent Sikhi if he is using Guru Granth Sahib Swaroop as a shield for attacking a police station?
Don't use this. Don't.
Do you disown him?
Please don't go straight. Tell me a single sophisticated weapon thrown by Pakistan ISI recovered from him.
Take a position. Take a position. Mr. Dhanda, take a position.
I am
take
very
a position.
I'm taking a position.
Would you not condemn the act of using
this
holy Guru Granth Sahib Swaroop as a shield?
I condemn peace of Punjab has been disturbed.
No, you condemn Amritpal or not?
This is a stage created
you condemn
by
Amritpal or not?
agencies.
You condemn Amritpal or not?
I want to know.
As Shiromani Akali Dal, you condemn Amritpal or not?
100% condemn, no doubt about it. 100% condemn what was allowed to happen. Who gave him license?
Okay, good that you have taken a position.
The people who were roaming around him with 315 rifles, 12 more rifles.
But Mr. Dhanda, just a quick reminder, you are condemning it very good, Mr. Dhanda. You are condemning it, it's very good. It's very good. At least we are looking at least we are speaking on one voice when it comes to national security. But just to jog your memory, with regards to some of the positions that have been taken by your party colleagues in the last few months. Because essentially what was happening, when the crackdown actually began on members of Warisde Punjab, you had people who were sympathizing with them. You had people from your own party who were sympathizing with them. Then you went on to say, you had one parliamentarian who had actually gone ahead and given suggestion as to how he can continue with the chase, how he can continue with the escape so much so that he can go across to Pakistan. Now, as far as political parties are concerned, somewhere down the line in Punjab, questions are to be raised. Mr. Dhanda, make a quick response. You did not, your party did not have a strong position as far as Amritpal Singh is concerned.
Sir, first correct yourself. Simranjit Singh Maan is not from Shiromani Akali Dal. Even on the last debate, your
I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about him.
We are not talking about him.
I'm not talking about you. Please, 1 second. Did I say that? No, 1 second. What did I say? Do you want me to actually remind you what your party chief also had to say? Do you want me to? No, if you want that, I can do it. I can get into the details of it, but then we are going to only get stuck to that. Now, as far as sympathizing with Waris de Punjab leaders who are being taken out, 1 minute. Please don't challenge me when it comes to facts. Mr. Dhanda, if you want, I can also play out those reactions that came in from your party when there was a massive crackdown on Waris de Punjab, when there was that entire sympathizing wave. And you know, Ramnik Man, please tell me that wasn't it true?
Ramnik Man, it's about indulgence. You know, so the soft touch during the Ajnala episode, making a mockery of the chase. Mr. Man, this is Abhishek, just adding to what Shravan asked so that, you know, you can frame your response accordingly. He slipped twice before he was finally, of course, today he's arrested. Providing security to his yatras, allowing him a free run, letting him address the... Mr. Kakkar, Mr. Kakkar, hold on. 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 We are actually asking Ramnik Man because he's one who's still left to open open with his comments. You know, the examples of indulgence from the state I'm giving Mr. Man. Why was the state so conscious? The fact that Amritpal showed no signs of commitment to original Sikhi was reason enough for the state to be going after him. Why indulge so much? Let him do the yatras. Let him do the addresses. And you know,
Abhishek, will you allow me to answer?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, Shravan. Good evening, Abhishek, and everybody on the panel. Now let's understand the Shiromani Akali Dal jinx. Shiromani Akali Dal Badal, to be precise, because otherwise, you know, Mr. Dhanda is going to say you're talking about Shiromani Akali Dal Amritsar. No, I'm talking about Shiromani Akali Dal Badal. Now, Shiromani Akali Dal Badal and Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee have the same cadre. Now, politically, they may take one position, but when it comes to the Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee, they haven't come out really, against what has been going on for a while in Punjab. Number one. Number two, they have not yet been able, I'm talking about Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee now, they have not yet been able to come out clear whether the Ajnala incident was a bedbi or discretion of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Sache Pasha or not. So there is a lot of confusion within their own ranks and files, since both these organizations have the same cadre. One would become the president of the Shiromani Akali Dal and Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee, later become a minister in the Akali government. This happens. Now, as far as Amritpal is concerned, Amritpal is, of course, he's not a genuine person. Amritpal ko to plant kiya gaya. He's planted, and he's planted by the Pakistani ISI. So when you try to find a political overtone or an undertone, you're actually trying to blame him on the other rather than owning him, because when it suited the Shiromani Akali Dal, they stood behind him. Why is still calls being made out that we will provide legal aid to ones in Dibrugarh in Assam. So if you would only alienate Amritpal and you will own up everybody.
Who's providing that legal aid? Oh, sorry, Mr. Man, who's providing that legal aid?
Legal aid is being provided by Shiromani Akali Dal and Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee. They've promised to give them legal aid. As a matter of fact,
Mr. Dhanda, direct charge, you're saying conspiracy. The charge is on you that you are providing legal aid to these people, Amritpal and his gang.
There was a long message of condemnation issued by Mr. Dhami. Mr. Dhami, Advocate Dhami, had issued a very long condemnation for the government for stopping Waris Punjab's chief's wife from boarding a flight. Says that she is a British citizen, she should have been allowed to leave.
They were quite unhappy about it.
Which are not clear. They would
in fact
bring
Mr. Man,
accord, and they will discuss everything. They would talk about whenever Akali Dal is out of power, Sikh Qaum khatre cha jandi hai. ਜਦੋਂ ਅਕਾਲੀ ਦਲ ਪਾਵਰ ਚ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸੇਫ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ।
ਮੈਂ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ।
You hit the nail, Mr. Man. Actually, you've hit the nail, Mr. Dhanda. Mr. Dhanda, I'll give you the chance to respond. Don't worry, we have enough time.
Mr. Dhanda is not responding to a very serious charge that has been made by Ramnik Man that you are providing legal aid. You are saying you condemn Amritpal, but somebody in Somebody on your behalf is providing legal aid to Amritpal and his gang.
And not
Get the charge.
And just to add to this, Ramnik Man also made this point. If you remember, Sukhbir Singh Badal had a problem when Amritpal's wife. 1 minute, Mr. Dhanda, just look at the hypocrisy. Look at the hypocrisy. On the one hand, you say that you are condemning it. 1 minute, Mr. Dhanda, let's stick to the facts because you are basically challenging. 1 minute, Mr. Dhanda.
Is actually targeting.
Mr. Maan talks about...
No, Mr. Dhanda. On the one hand, on national television, you come and say that we are condemning it. On the ground, you seem to be saying this entire crackdown is some sort of an emergency being brought in Punjab.
Bottom of the pit today.
This gentleman has
You know,
got
in their
always
100 years history, they have the least number of seats in the assembly. Their top leader.
One by one, please.
Anybody who has a Badal surname is not
Mr.
in the
Mahan,
Vidan Sabha today.
Mr. Mahan,
Anybody who has a
you made a charge. Let Mr. Dhanda of the Shiromani Akali Dal respond. You made a charge against him.
Let them, okay, please let him.
Mr. Dhanda, go ahead.
Dhanda Sahab, please.
I'll come back to you, Mr. Mahan. Let Mr. Dhanda respond.
Sir, we have been speaking always that these elements are being planted. Who had Bedbi? Planted Bedbi.
No, but the specific charge that you are providing legal aid.
Why don't you ask the Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee to tell whether it was Bedbi or not? Sir, आपके कहने से बेदबी नहीं मानी जाएगी, धांडा साहब, आप बताइए.
Okay, let me get into specifics. Mr. Mahan, hold on. Let me get into specifics. Let me get into specifics. Mr. Mahan, hold on. I'm just taking the conversation forward, adding to what you're saying. Mr. Mahan. Mr. Dhanda, listen. No. Dhandaji, suniye. Listen. Very interesting. After the Ajnala episode, please hold on. I'm having a structured conversation, helping you. After the Ajnala episode, a committee was set up of multiple stakeholders of Sikhism, about 12 or 13 members, and the committee was asked to look into whether what Amritpal did constituted Beadbi or not. Why is the report buried? If Shiromani Akali Dal controls SGPC, you have the report with you. Why is it not being made public? Because the report clearly says that Amritpal should be condemned. Amritpal should be held to account. Amritpal should be asked to apologize. Why SGPC and Shiromani Akali Dal are not coming together and saying that report will be made public?
He should be excommunicated from the religion.
Bola sir, okay, now this gentleman will again keep speaking.
Exactly, that's perhaps the recommendation, and that's why you don't want the report to come out.
Listen to me at least. You don't allow me to speak. You allow others to shout at me.
Okay, please go ahead.
Now listen to me. First of all, SGPC is not under
Please go ahead. Mr. Mahan, let him respond.
The cadre of RSS, cadre of BJP, cadre of Shiv Sena, cadre of Hindu Parishad.
No, I never said that. Let me correct. I never said that SGPC is under Akali Dal. By and large, they look in the same direction. That's what I am saying.
Listen to me. Oh yes, sir, I have registered your questions. Listen to me. Akal Takht Jathedar led it. He had a meeting, not SGPC. And Akal Takht Jathedar advised him that you have brought a bad name to the communities. Surrender. Don't indulge in violence. This is not a time to talk of weapons. This is a time to talk peace. What more should one say? What more you expect? Day before yesterday, there was an incident in Harmandir Sahib. Whole national TV was going on against Sikhs. Why the national
You
TV
have Mr. Maan putting up something for you.
Life yesterday. I know.
In fact, Mr. Dhanda, why don't you take a look? Mr. Dhanda, 1 minute.
I've looked everything. I know this gentleman. He's not an analyst.
1 minute. Mr. Dhanda.
He holds a brief for our...
why don't you... Are you distancing... No, we asked you a specific question. 1 minute. Mr. Dhanda, beating around the bush does not really help.
Why?
Obscuring on this entire facts does not really help. Now, please tell me, 1 minute. Mr. Maan is going to put up something for you to answer, but I'll also bring in Amit Raina, and then perhaps Mr. Dhanda, you can come in. Amit Raina, this is exactly what we have been highlighting. We are saying that not only there are elements who are outside India who essentially want the law and order situation to be somewhere destabilized, but you have political parties and their hypocrisy on this stand. Now, Shiromani Akali Dal is also a case in point. You have, when Amritpal Singh's wife is detained at the airport, She was planning to go to London. You had Sukhbir Singh Badal saying that these are all conspiracy theories that were basically doing the rounds. You have Sukhbir Singh Badal making innumerable comments about the fact that the crackdown that essentially happened should not have happened because this is a rerun of emergency. So not only is the government should be held responsible, you have other political parties who are equally responsible for the current situation. The man who was on the run for several days put together.
See, one has to look at it from the point the day Amritpal ventured into Punjab and who allowed him to grow to the stature he has grown today. And let's not forget that there is a political party which is running that state. And opposition may have different views. Badal may indulge and have hypocrisies. But the fact is, it is responsibility of our government in Punjab, and they should have stopped him there and dipped him in the bud. But they did not. They allowed him. And they continue to do so till there was a threatening from Union Home Ministry to Punjab government. And to credit to Mr. Bhagwant Mann that he listened and he disregarded what Kejriwal was saying, they decided to act. Second question is, Amritpal went missing for 35 days. One, how could a man go missing? Who gave him that information that there's a raid which is going to happen and he's going to be arrested? And if he was absconding, you have his pictures in Delhi, you have his pictures in Haryana, and then you arrest back in Moga, where there is clearly an intelligence failure, or there is someone who's responsible on what all that has happened. How can a man whose entire NIA, IB, Punjab Police investigation agencies are searching for hops from district to district, places to places, and Aam Aadmi Party needs to tell us why Mr. they did not act in advance. I think the biggest question comes to Aam Aadmi Party.
In fact, Mr. Muni, I began this debate, I began this conversation by asking you whether this is a surrender or an arrest, given the words of your chief minister in the press conference. And that's what Amit Rana seems to be asking. That please clarify. There was definitely an element of indulgence, irrespective of whatever coordination might have happened between agencies at the center and the state, for letting him have the video, letting him, publicize it and sort of give a picture as if, he has done something out of his own volition. He's doing it perhaps because the Jathedar of the Akal Takht asked him and not because of the fear of the law.
Whosoever this activist is, I request the activist to read the constitution. The central governments never threaten state governments. They work in tandem, which is the best example which happened in this particular case. First. Second,
so why did it require a central government intervention? Why did it require central government intervention to act against the separatists? You keep quiet. You keep quiet.
Let me reply. Gentlemen, please reply.
Gentlemen, you ask. I'm asking
point
you
number
the question. You made a
point number two is that
you are so privy
pull out my earplugs, otherwise
you need to tell me why did it require central government's intervention?
Mr. Rana, hold on.
Keep quiet.
Mr. Rana, hold on.
Okay. This is civilized.
Mr. Rana, hold on. Okay, go ahead. Akashdeep, go ahead.
Just 10 seconds. Yeah. First point is that they don't threaten, they work in tandem. Second point, when my dear fellow panelist was questioning the IB, questioning the NIA, questioning the RAW, I think it is very bad taste when they are doing so, because this time the RAW, IB, NIA, all central agencies were working in tandem with the state agencies to catch hold of this person called Amritpal. They were working in tandem. So this particular...
I'm not questioning central agencies, I'm questioning your government. Do not put words into my mouth.
They were working in tandem.
You are twisting facts.
Okay, let me just structure this.
The most interesting...
Hold on. Let me come in here.
For this
Abhishek, one thing.
Akashdeep, as a moderator, let me come in for 5 seconds. Okay. Let me come in for 5 seconds. Hold on, Akashdeep. Mr. Rana, hold on. See, it's important. We have to understand that this was actually a very well coordinated operation between the center and the state government.
True.
The agencies at the center, the NIA, among others, worked with Punjab Police in a manner that any law and order situation or any fallout insofar as law and order situation is concerned, is taken care of. And that's why perhaps it took a little longer. But what is it? And it should be put on record that the Union Home Minister has praised Punjab Chief Minister for looking at this entire episode, entire Amritpal saga from the national security and national security prism alone. Perhaps till the time that Ajnala police station attack happened, there was an element of indulgence by the Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab, of course. And that's why we saw those yatras being provided very indulgent, protective security. That's why he was allowed to carry out those addresses where he would be preaching his brand of Sikhi. That's why perhaps he was allowed to baptize people in full public glare. It's only when things really went out of hand with the Ajnala episode that things turned. Remember, and that happened after the Punjab Chief Minister was called to Delhi and a frank conversation happened between him and the Union Home Minister. So it's not that there was not an element of politicking, not an element of indulgence, both perhaps by the Aam Aadmi Party and the Akali Dal also in Punjab. And that's the reason why Mr. Dhanda is not able to answer. For example, the charge made by Ramnik Man that even now legal aid is being provided to these people by some elements, if not directly of the Shiromani Akali Dal or SGPC, but then perhaps in some manner affiliated to them.
Don't make a wrong statement. I am ready to answer your every question. Tell me now, Sisodi has back bar. If his wife goes to US or somewhere, you will hold her back? Is the wife of the Amritpal involved in this case?
Again, this is indulgence.
Let loose the Punjab
is this not indulgence? Are you saying this is not indulgence? Comparing.
You want to paint Sikhs as a
Mr.
terrorist?
Kakkar, you have to come in here. Mr. Kakkar.
Sikhs as a terrorist from this issue?
No.
You want to make a narrative in the country?
No, I am not doing that. Don't put words in my mouth. Something which has never been intended. Mr. Dhanda,
please listen to me. Now listen
you are
to me.
equating the wife of Amritpal with the wife of Manish Sisodia. You are yourself doing it, Mr. Dhanda.
Why Mr. Dhanda
listen to me.
Is taking
No, but we will not allow you to make that kind of comparison.
What is the comparison?
What is the comparison?
One second, Mr. Dhanda, what sort of a comparison? What are the two cases? 1 minute, Mr. Dhanda. 1 minute. Mr. Kakkar, I'll just bring you in because Mr. Dhanda is doing this time and again. And Abhishek, I think so it's 1 minute.
doesn't want to answer.
No, I'll tell you what, Mr. Dhanda.
You can't beat the wife of Amritpal.
How is it, on what basis? I want to understand. 1 minute, Mr. Kakkar, just 1 minute. Mr. Dhanda, there's no point if you keep shouting. If you keep shouting, you are just exposing yourself. 1 minute. 1 minute, Mr. Dhanda. Abhishek asked you a very specific and a very pointed question. 1 minute. Can you answer yes or no? 1 minute. If you are so very confident, Mr. Dhanda, why don't you give us very specific answer to a charge that was leveled by a fellow panelist? Mr. Maan says that you are still providing legal aid to Warisde Punjab volunteers who have been arrested.
Mr. Maan is speaking from his foot. He doesn't know anything. We said if there will be injustice against anyone,
no,
we
you
will
say that.
provide legal aid.
You're denying it. You are denying it.
I have provided legal aid.
Okay, Mr. Maan, you had done. Mr. Dhanda saying Shiromani Akali Dal has nothing to do with.
I gave them legal aid. In Ludhiana, I gave them legal aid.
How can you just lie?
Okay, admission on record, on camera, on national television.
And why did you do? Where did the instructions come from?
You condemn Amritpal and give him legal aid in Ludhiana.
Who gave legal aid to Amritpal? Why are you making a false statement at national TV? Who allows you to make this statement?
You are saying you gave it in Ludhiana? Did you not say that? Did you not just mention that, Mr. Dhanda? I'm just repeating what you said. There
was a one person from PAL. He was falsely involved. I gave them legal aid. What is the wrong if falsely involved? Why? Why should I not give?
No, how are you
privy to information that
Amritpal?
Did you
are you convinced? Are you convinced, Mr. Ramnik Man?
The ex-person is not involved. How do you know all
Tell
this?
me.
Implicated or not? How can you decide whether somebody was falsely implicated?
Mr. Maan,
Mr. Maan, don't do it. Don't pay
Mr. Maan,
please don't do it.
Mr. Maan wants to take on Mr. Dhanda.
father laid his
shouting and
life,
start
then his
thinking what
son
you've
laid
been
his
doing.
life. You
Akali Dal has been at the height
Okay,
of
this
hypocrisy.
is sort of.
that Sikhs are separatists.
Listen.
You want to
We're
make
not.
this.
Whenever Akali Dal
Let's not have a slanging match.
Sikh kaum khatre mein aa jandi hai.
Let.
Whenever Akali Dal is out of power, Sikh kaum khatre mein aa jandi hai. How dare you say? How dare you say Sikhs are terrorists? How dare you say Sikhs are terrorists? How dare you even infer that? How dare you even infer that? How dare you even infer that?
I dare
What do you mean?
You are a commodity. You are a handles in the hand of narratives which want to show Sikhs are terrorists. We are not terrorists.
Sir, you are not even a human being.
We
You are
have
an
made
alien now.
maximum lives for the country.
You are an alien. I consider you as an alien now.
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਰਗੇ
You
ਬੰਦਿਆਂ
think
ਨੇ
your
ਮਾਰਿਆ
opinion matters to me?
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਰਗੇ
Your
ਬੰਦਿਆਂ
opinion
ਨੇ
doesn't matter, sir.
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਰਗੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਡੋਗਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ
You belong to a
ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਸੁੱਟਿਆ ਸੀ
political party.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚੋਂ
Okay, let's not have a slanging match. Ramanik Maan, Mr. Danda.
Your leaders have been responsible for the damage caused to Sikhi.
Ramanik Maan, Mr. Danda, hold on. Just pull back. Just pull back.
You're not even the real
Ramanik
Akali
Maan,
Dal.
pull back.
You are
Mr. Danda, pull back. Let's take this forward. We are discussing a very important subject. You know,
Both of you, please hold on. 1 minute. Both of you, gentlemen, both of you, Mr. Maan, and Mr. Danda, hold on. We can't possibly get stuck on what you believe. 1 minute. You made an admission. We've moved on. Now 1 minute. Let's, in fact, Abhishek wants to come in also right now. 1 minute. You can't just go on like this. Please stop it now.
Yeah.
Abhishek, go ahead. I think so. Akashdeep Muni and TR Kakkar can be brought in also.
Yeah. We are having a very we are discussing a very serious issue which impinges upon our national security, indeed territorial integrity. And let me get in Mr. Kakkar for a brief moment. Mr. Kakkar, in the 1980s till about in 1980s and early 1990s, we have lost almost 2,000 policemen, soldiers, to whatever happened in Punjab, the gory history. We just can't afford to repeat it in any manner. So irrespective of the fact that fantastic coordination happened between the state of Punjab, Punjab Police and the central agencies this time, there are some lessons from before Amritpal committed that self-goal at the Ajnala police station, and then the whole narrative changed. There was an element of indulgence. There was an element of, soft touch with which he was being handled. There was an element of perhaps the state being conscious, we should not be letting these people control the agenda and narrative on Sikhism in some manner. Or it was in fact allowed. Mr. Kakkar, you think at least we should be drawing those lessons responsibly, irrespective of what was done by Shiromani Akali Dal, what was done by Aam Aadmi Party till the time Ajnala happened, and of course then it became a security issue. Do we not have lessons insofar as indulgence with Amritpal is concerned till the Ajnala episode?
At the cost of repetition, let me once again say that it was a quid pro. Initially, he was permitted to show his strength and the state government knew about it. It is only, you see, when you when you tell a particular mob, which was quite a huge number, maybe there were 2,000-3,000 people, and they found that he was advancing, they became perhaps more powerful and more aggressive than him, and they went into the police station. That was because, and thereafter for a couple of days there was no action on part of the, this is called indulgence. This is called. Now the question is, what happens next? This man has been arrested, his follower, hardcore people have been arrested, but please don't forget that there are sympathizers even today, including what Mr. Danda was sitting here to say that why was his wife sent back. All that he says, it also shows that there is an element of very solid support somewhere among a certain section of people. Similarly, you have outside the country, you should be very happy and appreciate the central government that as far as the people abroad are concerned, they have taken a very tough action by cancelling their
one question on
OCIO,
Mr. Dhanda.
by even
I asked you a question.
cancelling some of
His
their
wife is accused in a case.
making
Please
them
answer.
redundant.
His wife is accused in a case.
Making them redundant.
His wife is accused in a case. DGP
Yes,
Saab, you know
yes.
it.
You
His
know,
wife is
who are you
accused
to,
in a case.
Mr.
She
Dhanda?
must be
One second. Are
having
you the
some-
investigative agent? 1 minute.
Why?
Mr. Dhanda, you're
You-
constantly
she
referring.
must be
You
having some
constantly.
information.
I understand it's the
Have
party line.
have the-
Mr.
have the
Mr.
heart
Kakkar,
to
I think so.
listen.
Mr.
It is
Kakkar.
not a party
Having
line.
some information which
I am a lawyer. I'm a conscious of human rights. You can't arrest anyone just for it that you are a relative of a person. You can't hold that.
Yeah, now.
Human rights.
human rights.
Where were the human
now
rights of those
human rights
officers?
We know how to respect.
Where was the human right when the officers in Ajnala were being brutally attacked?
You continue to be.
Human rights,
continue
who
to be a
allowed it?
lawyer. You continue
Bhagwan
to be
claims that
human rights
he asked
activist.
his officers not to
But
act.
we know our job.
They are
We know our
They are
job.
taking pat on their back.
और धाना साहब ये तो क्या हो गया चित्त भी मेरी पट भी मेरी
दांडा साहब एक
दांडा
सवाल
साहब,
है
You should be equivocal. I'm saying that Amritpal Singh had Amritpal not used the Swaroop of Holy Guru Granth Sahib Ji as a shield that day, police would have acted. It's not a question of allowing him or not allowing him. Police did not act because he was using Guru Granth Sahib as a shield. Amit Raina.
I agree with you.
See, I'll tell you, look how he's been lying on.
Mr. Dhanda wants to eat his cake and have it too.
No, they are not even being honest about what they are doing. That is the worry. That is the problem with Shiromani Dal. After Palpreet Singh was detained and arrested and sent to Assam around second week of April. Let me complete, sir. After second week of April.
Both of you are just talking over each other. No one can really understand what are you making. Amit Raina and Mr. Dhanda, 1 minute. Amit Raina, why don't you make your point? Mr. Dhanda, you can come in after this.
Yeah,
Amit Raina, why don't you make your point?
Yeah. Immediately after Palpreet Singh was arrested in the second week of April, SGPC sent a 3-member delegation, lawyer delegation to Assam, and they met all 8 detainees who were close accomplices of Amritpal Singh and asked for and support, gave them legal aid. This was an officially sent delegation by SGPC to Assam. So if today Shiromani Akali Dal and SGPC is saying that we are not indulging them, we are not providing them aid, and then they come out in a support of a lady whose husband is absconding, is one of the biggest threats to this nation today, then it tells you that what you rightly said, ki chit bhi mera aur pat bhi mera, that's what they are trying to play today.
Okay, so Mr. Dhanda, now the reason why I said it's almost like a party line because it was your party chief who was extremely disheartened. 1 minute, Mr. Dhanda, you can't constantly interrupt. Can you please? We asked you a specific question first. As far as your party line is concerned, you seem to have been sympathizing from the time the crackdown began. I don't see a problem when even Mr. Raina was saying this. Why does your party have so much of a problem when Amritpal, who was still on the run, and at that point in time, his wife was basically detained? Are you to expect that the investigative agencies would have said, okay, let the entire family members go away and let's not do anything about Amritpal Singh, let him do whatever he feels like, let him escape from this country?
If his wife was involved with him, they had a right to arrest her. They should have. Even today, if they feel that she's involved in everything, they have a right to arrest. But if someone innocent happens to be a relative, if you harass them, not done.
So
police does it always.
Innocent? How do you know she's innocent?
No.
You allow this man to speak on me and you stop me always. Let this man speak.
Let me bring some facts into this discussion.
Mr. Rana, just allow Mr. Dhanda to make that point. Okay, you have a fair point. Amit Rana has a fair point, but yeah, Mr. Dhanda, please go on. You want to give a clean sheet even before the investigation ends? Go ahead. You want to give...
I don't want to give the clean sheet to anyone.
Let Mr. Dhanda speak because he himself is exposing his position on this entire matter. You want to give a clean sheet? You want to give a clean sheet on national television? Please feel free.
He clean sheet. He wants to eat his cake and have it too.
Go ahead, Mr. Dhanda. We'll give you free time.
Oh my God. You are conducting, you mean you can speak such things to everyone? You both of you, I ask you both of you, your investigating journalism has said that she's involved? If you say, I will not speak.
No, I'm not saying. We are not saying that.
We are not saying that. We are not saying that.
She might be a person of interest. She might be a person of interest, by the way. She might be a person of interest, by the way.
Absolutely.
She might be a person of interest, by the way. We are not saying she is an accused.
I agree with you. Then say that. Don't say that she is involved. She is a wife of a fugitive. We want to arrest her. My God. Which is a law.
Where did we say that? I don't know.
This country is not guided by
We're not saying that.
You will bury the constitution. Oh, Mr. Activist. Oh, Mr. Activist, the day you will be in a case only then you will come to know what police does.
What आप उनको अपना काम करने दीजिए आप सर्टिफिकेट इशू निकाल रहे हो यू आर इशूइंग एन सर्टिफिकेट
हमारे पंजाबियों को आतंकवादी बोलने का शौक है आपको बस करो अब बहुत हो गया आपने बहुत कर लिया
Okay, I think we are winding down towards the end of this debate. Just a couple of points.
Because of the gentleman, let's calm down. Let's calm down. Mr. Dhanda, no one said she's an accused. One second. Mr. Dhanda, come on. Mr. Dhanda and Amit Raina, please hold on.
First,
a very important point I want to make, because we might be coming to the end of this conversation. Okay, Mr. Dhanda, you got a time. Mr. Dhanda, you got a time to make your point. But listen, Amritpal, the car in which we escaped, belonged to a drug dealer, Ravel Singh. 18 visits to Thailand, and that was not to spread Sikhi. Right? It was not to spread Sikhi.
Yes.
He calls a private militia he is creating. Anandpur.
That car was owned by
Khalsa
BJP
force.
man. That car was owned by BJP man.
No.
That so-called druggist is
by a drug dealer.
Purchased from him and gave it
by
to
a drug dealer.
No. I
Ravel
want to know.
Ravel Singh is not a BJP guy.
No, sir. Registration is in the name of BJP man from Haryana. He says I gave it to one agent.
No. The car belongs to Ravel Singh.
Sir, your agency is not correct.
It's not a Benami car. The car belongs to Ravel Singh. That's what the agencies say.
It never belonged to him.
Okay, but the point
to a BJP man from Haryana.
You did not disagree that he was using Ravel Singh's car, right? He is going to Thailand before becoming a handmaiden of the Pakistani ISI and coming back from Dubai. He was having some private business of transportation. Pakistani weapons have been recovered, and we have shown those pictures.
From whom?
I think today is the time when Amritpal Singh is behind bars under National Security Act.
From whom weapons are recovered?
So we have shown the pictures. For God's sake, Khalistan, Anandpur Khalsa Force, we have shown the weapons.
Which weapons, sir?
Now he's behind bars. Can we have unanimity? Quickly. Can we have unanimity that whatever lessons of national security we have from the Amritpal episode, we have taken all of those lessons and we are not going to repeat the mistakes?
I add to it.
Who would take that?
I agree with it. I add to it.
Are we unanimous?
Just say yes.
Just say yes. Are we unanimous that all national security lessons have been taken and we will not repeat the mistakes?
What? What did you say?
Akashdeep, just say yes.
Now, of course, I agree with you. But one point. On January 1st, Sukhbir Singh Badal, the president of Shiromani Akali Dal, visited the residence of former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's assistant Satwant Singh in Gurdaspur. And he tweeted, Sukhbir Singh Badal tweeted, and Mr. Dhanda's name was also there, to provide legal aids to the aides of Amritpal. This is a clear...
So we are making a mistake. We are making a mistake. This conversation will continue. I think we will have to have next round where we ask some direct questions to Mr. Dhanda on whether Akali Dal at least has taken all those lessons on national security from the Amritpal episode or not. On that note, I have to unfortunately wind down this debate because we have run out of time. Thank you so much, Mr. Dhanda. We'll come back to you. Akashdeep Muni, Ramanik Man, Amit Rana, and of course Mr. T.R. Kakkar. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, in fact, we're essentially playing with fire, and if at all, this kind of an indulgence is actually given to a man who was planted none other than by Pakistan's ISI. That's all that we could pack in this edition of the Weekend Debate.
देश की जनता उलझनों में नहीं रहना चाहते, नकारात्मकता में नहीं रहना चाहते, सिर्फ और सिर्फ देश का विकास होते हुए देखना चाहते।
Respected Pradhan Mantri ji, we will work hard step by step with you to deepen our democracy and to take the great story of our great nation across the world. हमारे जितने रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क में कर्मी हैं, उनका सिर्फ एक ही आदर्श है, नेशन फर्स्ट, राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि।
It's a matter of immense pride for all of us at the Republic Media Network to share with you that our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi will be our chief guest at this year's Republic Summit to be held in Delhi on the 25th and 26th of April on the theme of Time of Transformation, a theme which is in line with his vision and his determination to make India a developed nation. And the reality is this, that the Prime Minister has led an incredible transformation of this country from 2014 till today. My belief is, our network's belief is, that the biggest transformations are yet to come. And that is why all eyes will be on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's much awaited address at the Republic Summit on the evening of the 26th of April.
दो दिन पहले सीपी पुलिस थाने में कंप्लेंट दी थी और 2 दिन हो गए हैं, अभी तक एफआईआर दर्ज नहीं की गई है। हमारी 7 लड़कियों ने कंप्लेंट की थी, जिसमें से एक लड़की माइनर है, पॉक्सो केस बनता है, लेकिन अभी तक कोई सुनवाई नहीं हुई, ना एफआईआर दर्ज हुई। तो बस मैं यही कहना चाहूँगी कि जल्दी से जल्दी जो एफआईआर हो और अक्यूज्ड को जो है वो जो जेन्युइन सजा है वो मिले। सेक्सुअल हरेसमेंट का मामला था और बृजभूषण शरण सिंह के खिलाफ था।
It's a matter of immense pride for all of us at the Republic Media Network to share with you that our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi will be our chief guest at this year's Republic Summit to be held in Delhi on the 25th and 26th of April on the theme of Time of Transformation, a theme which is in line with his vision